Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today we're reading the CPU by Teriyaki on Wattpad. So let's get into it. Midoriya. It seemed that out of everyone in the world, Koda only liked you and Izuku. And while at dinner, he dragged you by the sleeve to a spot in the mountain and played a game. You had fun, well, until Muscular appeared and came out of nowhere. Naturally, your first thought was to protect Koda, and you did just that. But the villain was attacking you relentlessly, never once hesitating, and you were losing badly. It seemed like that every hit was directed with a desire to kill. You fell to the ground and watched as Muscular turned to Koda. You made one final lunge and leaped in front of the child. You then clenched your eyes shut, tightening your grip on Koda, ready for the hit that would probably end your life. But it never came. You opened your eyes as you fell with a thumb in the grass. You gazed up to see Izuku fighting against Muscular, and you took it as your chance to run and save Koda. You then took one last glance at your lover, as Koda tucked in your hair, signaling for you to escape. Katsuki, after the League of Villains learned of your quirk, they were not targeting you. They deemed your quirk useful for spying and gathering information, of course, and you would never go with them. But it didn't stop them from trying. Tomura Shigaraki, their leader, had a tight four-fingered grip on you ever since Kurogiri had brought you back to him. All you could do was wait patiently for backup, or fight, and potentially get murdered by the Numu. You waited until Aizawa Senza arrived. Then you saw Katsuki running towards Tsumura, with Ichiro closely behind him in tow. His glare was murderous, as he spun midair, using his quirk, and used his explosions to hit Tsumura in the face. He grabbed you before any of the villains could give the Nomos a command, and carried you back to the base of the stairs. Todoroki, he watched, frozen, as he saw him compress and kiss you, Tokuyami, and Bakugou into blue marbles. He knew what was going to happen to you, but he wouldn't allow it. Compress maneuvered skillfully through the ground, an angry group of teenagers in tow. The group of heroes was led by none other than Shoto, an almost murderous aura radiating off of his body, and Compress seemed to have slowed, for whatever reason, and your dear Shoto took it as a chance to make a grab for the marbles. He froze a nearby area and skated across until he reached Compress. Flames burst to life as he rocked his hand, and all the marbles fell to the ground with a soft thump. He attempted to pocket all of them and ran. However, his plan was cut short by two marbles when the other villains walked out of the headdress and picked up the remaining two. Shoto made a break for it, once again followed by the rest of the heroes. And heart-racing, he shattered the marble to be met with your familiar eyes, and it took all he had to not double over in relief and continue fighting for his friend's sake. Kaminari. It was no lie that you rebelled relentlessly at school. It was always the same. Then I shouldn't be in Money. Look at their pathetic work. your bully exclaimed during lunch. Denki was not around, as she had gone to find Aizawa to discuss something, and he had no choice but to sit silently and wait for her to go away. It didn't occur to you that her quirk would probably kill you until she asked for a fight in the courtyard. Politely you declined. However, she dragged you there in a way by the hair. Her quirk was aqua, meaning she could control water, and she was notorious for encasing her victims in a bubble until they passed out. No doubt, she would do that to you too. You stood still as she ran towards you, her arms raised with mist forming around them, and you just sat down on the bench and began to eat some sushi, and you felt the atmosphere change. She ran towards you in rage as she screamed about you ignoring her, and you prepared for the bubble, but it never came. A certain yellow-haired idiot had stumbled into the courtyard and electrocuted her, and it was none other than the sparky idiot who had come to save you from your doom. Sero, your sister was fighting with you and he came to visit. But when he came and opened the door to your house, he found you laying on the ground, crying, and your sister was yelling at you, and he picked you up in his arms, frowning, and this time he decided to punish her a little. He taped her up to the wall and gave her a very stern talking to, telling her not to bother you again as he picked you up and walked with you out of the house and towards his. This time, your older sister would learn her lesson. Shigaraki, you had to run in with the hero, and they were attacking you, and your quirks were not a good combination. He was overpowering you in every way. Shigaraki was looking around for you before he saw you pinned down by the hero, with his knee to your back, and in an instant, the hero was no more, as dust fell and scattered on the floor. He picked you up and ran to your hideout, checking if you were alright, despite him acting like he could care less. He's acting like a worried mother, and checks 3 times just to make sure you were not injured. It's really sweet and adorable, unlike how others imagine him to be.